Hello everyone. Today I'm going to do another headlight bulb test for my 2019 5th gen Toyota 4Runner. So today I got Lasfit LED bulbs for low beams and high beams. So I have put the halogen bulbs back because I haven't checked the halogen bulb output for a long time. So I wanted to see what difference an LED bulb can make compared to the halogen bulb. So I'm going to share that video of halogen bulb output that I tested yesterday. So it's very interesting. And then let's install this Lasfit LED bulb. So I haven't opened the package yet. It's still sealed. So let's open this package and talk a little bit about these bulbs, why I bought them, and let's see how they perform. So this video is gonna compare halogen projector low beams and halogen reflector high beams versus Lasfit LED bulbs on the same housing. Let's see how it goes. So first, unboxing.
Let's do the unboxing. So again, I have the package. It's not open yet. So let's unbox and see. Or not see. I know what it is. Let me show you what's inside. So again, these are the Lasfit LED bulbs. So many people in the 4Runner groups and forums have told me that they're good. So let's see. Alright, so this is one of the sets. So this is the H11s. So LA Plus H11s. So these are for the low beams. This is the package. So this set is 60 watt set. So each bulb is 30 watts. So my stock halogen H11s are 55 watts, I believe. So this is a 30 watt bulb. So maybe that's a bit of current saving. That means it doesn't draw much energy out of the current. So that's a good thing. I like to keep my current at a lower level. So especially for the 4Runners, when you add auxiliary lights, you should try to save the current use for your existing lights so that you can utilize that current to other auxiliary lights. Again, it's my opinion. Maybe I'm wrong. Put your comments below if that is a wrong statement. Okay, so anyway, this is the low beams H11, 30 watt a bulb and 3000 lumens per bulb, and it's 6000 K. So it's cool white, so gives me a little bit of modern look. So okay, this is the H11s. Let's see the next set. I hope they send me the correct bulbs for the high beams. Alright, so this is 9005 bulbs. So these are for the high beams. So it's not easy for a 5th gen 4Runner, especially these 2019s. The 4Runners before the LED bulb housings, it's not easy for LED manufacturers to have a high beam bulb or design a high beam bulb, because high beam bulb also act as a DRL. So DRL is not like a 6 volts in 4Runners. So they are PCM, like it's a 12-volt pulse that dims the bulb for daytime running. So let's see how this perform on DRL, and also will it gives me a bright high beam light output. So let's see how these perform. So these are also 30 watt a bulb and 3000 lumens per bulb, and also same color temperature, cool white, 6000 K. So let's see, let's open these and see. All right, so there's a product manual and some stickers, and let's take out the bulb. All right, so this is how the bulb looks. So you don't have to worry about drivers hanging around. So this is like a direct replacement for a halogen bulb. So you can see the drivers, and that circuit board is really thin. I don't know whether it's like a 1 millimeter thin. That's really good, because if the circuit board is really thin, it's gonna perform just like an halogen bulb, rather than if the board is thicker, it's gonna take some of the reflector area and produce glare or problems. So if you have a thinner circuit board like that, and you have the LED chips on a thinner circuit board, I think it's gonna perform just as a halogen bulb. So let's see. So these are the high beams. So on the bulb also it says 9005 if you miss the package. And let's open the low beams and see. It should be the same. Oops, I almost dropped the stuff. So again, you have a owner's manual, product manual, some stickers. There's some stickers. All right, let's take out the low beam bulb. So if anybody missed the package saying it's H11, the bulb itself, let me see if I can show you. I don't think it focused like that. So right here it says H11. So you cannot miss if you miss the package. So these are the low beams. Again, very thin circuit board. So I bet this is gonna perform very good, just like an halogen, but brighter. Again, this doesn't have drivers. You know, 4Runners have a very small space inside the low beam housing. You have the dust cap behind it, so there's not much room to put an LED driver. If you have an LED driver, it better be a really low profile LED driver. Otherwise, there's no room inside that housing when you install the dust cap. And it should have some space to have heat dissipation from the back of this LED bulb. So talking about heat dissipation, you can see this has a fan inside. So the driver is built in to the circuit. So there's a fan inside. Not only it has holes on the side, on the back, it also has holes on the side. So there's ventilation on the sides as well. So you have a heat sink here, and you can hear this is metal construction. So very nice build quality on these bulbs. So I don't know why do I talk too much about this build quality and all that. Maybe this company should pay me. No, I'm just kidding. Maybe you can subscribe to my channel, so maybe I can get some money from YouTube, since these companies doesn't pay me to say all this stuff. So anyway, let's install this and see how it performs. Maybe I'll install one side and compare the halogen and LED bulb during daytime back to back, and then I can do a nighttime test. So yesterday I already did a test with my stock halogens, so I'll put that video also between the LED test bulb set and after the install segment, so you can get an idea how these perform versus the stock halogen bulbs. So let's get into the install first. All right, so let's do the install. So here you have the dust cap for the low beams, and here you have the high beam bulb. So high beam bulb doesn't have a dust cap, so it's really easy. And this is the low beam side, and again this is the passenger side, so it's a little bit easy for me to show you how this install can be done. On the other side we have the 12 volts battery, so it's not that easy to show you how the install is done. So let's see what we don't want to do first. Let's install the low beams. So I got the low beam bulbs here. I just noticed that the low beam bulbs, even though it says H11 here, you have a red color, and the high beam bulbs, it's white. So maybe something to identify. Anyways, the bulb has labeling saying it's H11, so that's easy, you won't miss it. So let's remove the dust cap first. So turn counterclockwise, everything to remove, counterclockwise to remove, and clockwise to tighten. So you have the bulb inside, so let's turn counterclockwise the bulb, and you get the bulb like this, and there is a tab right here. So pull the tab and you can remove the bulb from the socket, just like that. So you can see this tab here. So on this holder you have this clip, pull the clip back and pull the bulb out. So let's take one bulb from the package. I'm gonna save this H11 halogen bulb if I want to use it again. And then now let's turn this bulb on, and on the holder you can see there's a plus and minus one. So on this wire of the 4Runner, it also has red and black wire. I'm not sure it's clear on the camera, we'll see. So I'm gonna put the plus sign to the red and minus to the black and see how it goes. So if it doesn't work, you're going to remove it, turn it 180 degrees, plug it back. So now let's install the bulb. So you have small tabs on the side and a bigger tab on the top. So look inside for the same tab and then put it in, turn it clockwise. Should be pretty easy. So I have the camera on my way, so let me see if I can see it. Alright, so
Alright, so looks like the bulb is in. Let's turn on the bulb and see whether we have the correct polarity. You can see, maybe you can't, the fan is running and the bulb is on. Let's show you the front. So you can see the bulb is on, so we are good. Let's see on the other side. So in this broad daylight you can see how dim the halogen is, and on this side that's the LED, pretty bright. Let's install the high beam bulb also. Oh, first let's install the dust cover. So let's tuck these wires in like that. Let me try to do one-handed. So you have these grooves. Let's put the cover like this, and then let's put it here. Don't know how to show this. Okay, maybe this is a good look. Let's put the cover like this and turn it clockwise. Right, nice and tight. Let's do the high beam next. So the high beam is really easy. You just need to turn it counterclockwise and pull the bulb back, and there is a tab right here. You push it. So remember, the H11 you pull it, on the high beam bulb you push it in, so it will release the tab like that. So just like the H11 you have a tab, but on this clip you push it in so the tab will get released. So let's take the 9005 bulb from the package, and this is the easiest thing. You can see this also says plus and minus on the holder, and let's try it. Same way, you have two bigger tabs on the side and a smaller tab, so aligned with the same tab indentation on the high beam, and put the bulb in. That easy. Let's turn on the high beam and see if it's correct. If not, let's remove the wire, turn it 180 degrees, plug it back. Alright, so just like the low beams, you can hear or see the fan spinning, so it's all good. And this Lasfit LEDs, you don't have any drivers, they're all built in, so there's no wire driver dangling outside. So let me show you front. Yes, you can see the high beam bulb is on, and this is the halogen side. And the LED side. So let me take this car inside the garage, and on the wall let's see how good they are for now in the daytime, and then let's test at night time. So DRLs, it's really hard to show. It doesn't like blink like that
It's just the camera how it show things, but it's not turning off and on like that you saw on that wall. So let me get a little bit good angle on the wall and show the low beams and high
So
beams.
this is the daytime look on the wall. I'll do a different test. I just want to show how this bulb look. So you can see on this side the halogen doesn't seems to have a wider light output and a clear cutoff line right here, versus if you look at the LED side, this Lasfit LED seems to have a wider light output. That's really good. So I did not expect that. So it's really nice to have low beam to have this wider pattern. And you can also see there is a pronounced cutoff line right here. So that is very nice to have on a drop-in LED bulb when you install on a halogen projector housing. So this is just a drop-in LED bulb that has a cutoff line just like an LED projector housing. So that's really nice. And people might say, hey, look, there's some light at the top. If you can see, the LED also has that light on top right there. It's just not pronounced because LED doesn't have much light output to show that clearly. So it's the same light pattern that this LED bulb has, and very nice wider light pattern, and this cutoff line is very impressive to me. So let's test at night and see how they perform at night. So let's turn on the high beams and see how high beams perform. Alright, so here's the low beams and high beams. So on the Lasfit, looks like again little bit more wider light output than the halogen. Halogen seems to have a little smaller light pattern versus the LED seems to have a wider light pattern. That's interesting. We'll go to the same exact spot. Okay, so before I install the other side, here's a quick look how they are different.
Counterclockwise to remove the dust cap. Just like that. Again, counterclockwise on the bulb. And I'm gonna hold it from the plastic area of the bulb so I won't ruin the bulb by touching the glass. Alright, this is the bulb, stock halogen awesome bulb. Let's take the Lasfit H11, the one with the red collar. It says H11. No, it doesn't show up. Okay, let's install. First, let's look at plus and minus on this holder. Plus goes to the red side. That. Then the H11s have a smaller tab on each side and a bigger tab on top. I'm going to align that.
Alright, the bulb is in. Before the high beams, we have to install the dust cap. I'm just going to put this wire back inside. So much easy when you don't have drivers. Yeah, put the plastic dust cover back. Right, so clockwise to fit the dust cap back. It's a pretty tight fit. Alright, dust cap is in. Let's change the high beam. Turn it counterclockwise. Pull the bulb out. There's a clip right here. Push it in so you can get the bulb out. And press. You see this tab, this circuit, right? Let's install the high beam bulb. So much easy to install this. Alright, let's put the bulb back in. Align the tabs correctly, so 2 big tabs and 1 small tab. Look inside. The small tab is more towards 10 o'clock side on this bulb, so push it in and turn it clockwise. Let's turn the light on and see if it is
So
good.
I have removed this Lasfit, one of the Lasfit LED bulbs, just to show one important thing that I think that I should show, and I don't see many people show this. So all these bulbs, you need to make sure this LED chip faces 9 o'clock and 3 o'clock position. So when you look outside, it should look like this, straight, this heat sink pointing 12 o'clock and 6 o'clock, and the LED chips facing 9 o'clock and 3 o'clock. So when you install this, if you don't see that perfect position, so let's say it's little angle like this, how are you going to change this? So let me show you. In this Lasfit, it's so much easy. After you fix this bulb, say, imagine my fingers are the headlight housing. All you have to do is turn this bulb like this firmly until you get to that 6 o'clock and 9 o'clock position. Let me show you this way. You can see how easily you can adjust this bulb. So that's how you change the position or have a perfect alignment at the light bulb, so you don't blind other people and cause problems. So again, when this is installed like this, hold it at the heat sink and turn until you get that perfect 6 o'clock and 12 o'clock position on the heat sink and the LED chips facing 9 o'clock and 3 o'clock position. I hope this video is helpful, and yeah, it's not hard to install this back, so let me install this back and continue with the video. Here's the driver side. Sorry, here's the passenger side that we installed last time, and here's the driver side. Looking good. So let's do a nighttime test. Alright, so again, this is how the inside look while driving. This is the low beams. These are the high beams.
So this is again stock halogen low beams. So I'll put to high beams. So these are the high beams and back to low beams. So alright, so let me turn on the low beams. Alright, so this is the low beams, a very nice cutoff line I can see. And let me turn on the high beams. That's really good. I'm really surprised. That's really sharp hot spot right in the middle. That's pretty good. So again, back to low beams. So that's how they look inside the car. And let's go to the spot where we check the light output and see how good it is. Alright, so these are the low beams. I can see that cutoff line very nicely. Let's turn on the high beams. So those are the high beams and that is the low beams. So you can see the cutoff line very clearly, and that's the high beams, very bright. Again, back to low beams. Let's hit the road and see how they perform. I feel like these LEDs have a little wider light pattern than the ones I have tested. Not sure. Let's go to the football field and see what we can see. Again, these are the low beams and this is the high beams. So very nice high beam output. Back to low beams. Alright, so I have come to the same spot that I test my LED bulbs or any light upgrade that I do on my 4Runners. So here's the exact spot that I test. So let's turn on this Lasfit low beam LED bulbs. So yes, so much better light output than the stock halogens, and yeah, I think this has like a wide light output. That seems little wider, and yeah, you can see the cutoff line right there at the far end. So let me turn on the Lasfit LED high beams. So again, you can see that bright light output up ahead to that next neighborhood across this football field and that empty land. So you can see these football goal things here, and back to low beams. So let me go outside and show you what is the view from outside. Alright, so this is the outside view of the Lasfit LED bulbs. They are very bright, and This is the outside view. You can see it has a pretty, oh, that's my shadow. It has a pretty wide light pattern. So let me go to the other side. You can see my shadow right there. You can see it has a very wide light output. So let me turn on the high beams. Alright, so these are the high beams. They are pretty bright, very hard to capture on the camera. So again, these high beams interestingly have that side lighting right here, this area, in addition to the front lighting. So this is the high beams. You can see it lights up all the way up there, and also on to this side you can see that light all the way to that side. Alright, so right now let me show you the difference between stock LED housing light output versus Lasfit LED bulbs in a projector housing. So can you guess which one is which? Do you think the silver one has the Lasfit LED bulbs or the gray one? So I think you already know. So on this side I have the stock LED housing light output. So this gray one has the stock LED housing. So that's the light output you get from the stock LED bulbs. And on this side you have the Lasfit LED bulbs. So the silver one, I just installed this Lasfit LED bulbs in a halogen projector housing. So I don't know, to my eyes this one has a pretty sharp cutoff line. I don't know, let me know in the comments, what do you think? Stock LEDs versus Lasfit LED bulbs on a projector, halogen projector housing.
Alright, so I hope you like that video of me reviewing this Lasfit LA Plus series LED bulbs for your low beams and your high beams. Let me know in the comments below what you think, and if you like more videos like this, consider subscribing and hitting that bell icon so you get notified with new reviews that I do or new videos that I do. So thank you for watching. See you next time.